Hey guys, we have a special treat for you today.
Absolutely. We are talking about how this entire rig handles all of our stuff.
All our stuff. We're going to talk about storage and organization.
Yes.
We're going to talk about the kitchen, the bathroom, our clothing. Are you going to talk about your understorage bins or no?
I'd rather not. That's outside stuff. We're good.
We might touch on that and some really secret tips and tricks and some life hacks for you when it comes to storage and organization in your RV. So stay tuned. It's going to be really fun.
We figured some things out that work for us.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is you don't have to put your stuff where the RV designer assumed you would put your stuff. So
that's right.
This is one of the best tips or hacks that we have.
Yeah.
We're giving you the best right up front, guys. This is awesome. So really, basically, it is the fact that you can put your stuff wherever it works for you and your situation. I'll give you a
few examples, but one, where would my clothes naturally be? Okay, and naturally they'd be in a nice skinny cupboard where I can hang all my things, and then the cupboard above my head in the bedroom, right? Not anymore.
Where do you put your clothes, Kent?
Where I'm told.
What about like 6 months ago or
Yes.
so? So we'd lived in the RV for a good couple of years before we changed everything around and said, this is not working.
Yeah.
So something's not working for you, just feel free to change it. So right now, Kent's clothes are right here. They're in the living room.
Right here. Don't open it. Whoa. Okay, let's open it. Okay, that has to change. I'm going to pull all that out and put it all back in there correctly. But what happened was this. Getting changed in the bedroom started to not make sense. It's like we want to, have our clothes accessible for putting away and actually dressing when we are more mobile. And in the bedroom, those cupboards above the bed really need to be for things that you don't use every day.
Exactly. It was super inconvenient to have them above the bed, to climb over the bed and get the stuff out and then put it somewhere. It was such a pain. So that's where Kent's clothes are. I'll show you where my clothes are, and then I'll show you what is in the cupboard above our bed. This would normally be considered a coat closet, but it is actually my closet with all my stuff in it. So it's not super clean. This guy makes me smile every time I see him. Do you guys remember the yip yip from the Sesame Street days? Goes yip 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 Anyway, this is where I put my grocery bags. So again, this is an unexpected place for grocery bags. People will put them in the kitchen. I put them in my clothing closet because it works. I'm gonna give you a little tour of my closet because I think it's really important to see how we organize stuff. So this thing is a lifesaver. It is using up your vertical space. So that is something really important. If you have a small square footage area, which most of us do if we're living full time in an RV, and so you want to use as much vertical space as you possibly can. So this hanging closet organizer is super helpful. Now here's the secret. In behind this hanging organizer is a whole secondary system of organization. So I'm going to take the organizer out and then I'm going to show you what's behind it. Maybe this wasn't such a great idea. This is also where I stash all my Christmas presents and stocking stuffers. Don't tell Kent. Shh. All right, so here's the secondary storage system in my closet. I basically just put things in here that I don't wear very often, but every once in a while I just want to grab that big bulky pair of jeans or, an extra belt or whatever, stuff I don't use very often. So something like that isn't super exciting. It's not going to win any Pinterest awards, but it's very functional. And I felt that having the vertical organizer left a whole bunch of empty space in behind. And that's something you don't want to have. You don't want to have empty space. Use everything that you need to use. So now I'm going to put everything back. All right, so that's my closet. Now I was going to tell you what we do have above the bed. So come on over and I'll show you. So this is exactly why we changed it, because literally this bedroom is so tiny. You have to climb up on the bed to reach anything over here. So super inconvenient, and the older we get, the harder that becomes. But this is now our extra office space. So I'll show you here. So basically I just have my label maker, which we will talk more about in a second. And then I've just got extra books back here. I've got my filing system here. I think I've got a basket of like card games and board games back there. So it is a great place to put things. Oh, and my Doxie Scanner, you guys, the Doxie Scanner is amazing. So I'll put a link to that in the description below through our Amazon affiliate, which we do make a little bit of money on. Not much. It doesn't cost you guys anything extra, but yeah, the Doxie Scanner is amazing for scanning photos, receipts, and stuff, so you don't have to keep it. We'll talk about more of that in a second too. Over here we have a great big mess. But the first thing I want to show you is this. Look at this. Quartzite 21, Q21, you guys, that's awesome. So this cupboard is basically used for clothing items that we really don't use very often. I've got summer clothes in here, I've got rain gear in here, extra purses and bags, and my sewing and crafts kit. So it's just stuff that we don't use very often. It really does need to be reorganized, but you know what, life isn't perfect. So I'm not going to reorganize it because I know what is in there, so I don't need to check. Ken's pointing over here. Over here, basically, I just have my sweaters and jackets. We have so many sweaters and jackets, you guys. We have sweaters and jackets in here. Kent has a couple in his closet, and then over here we have a bunch of more stuff. So I just want to show you what's behind me here. This is awesome. Kent put this in for us. Like right as soon as we started living in here, I think. Yeah, so after about a year of living here. And the reason he put it in was so that I could have a place to hang my laundry, because we do have a little washing machine, but it has a washer and spinner, not a dryer. So I had to use this to hang up my wet laundry to dry. But it has since really become an extra coat closet. So it works great. These are the jackets that we use most of the time. Those are the things we don't use very often. I know, it's crazy. Stuff is everywhere. But we know everything is, and it works for us.
All right, so if Lisa can show you what's in her upper closet, I'll show you what's in my upper closet. I've got quite a few things like belts and a few things that I don't use on an ongoing basis. I also have lots of shirts, all of my dress shirts, and also my dress coat. So if I need to wear a suit, which isn't very often, I have access to that. And then a few other things get stuffed in the back, like I have a hard drive back there and a few other things in a book, you know, those kinds of things. And what's down there, I'll never show anyone. That is not going to be shown. And then, of course, just my drawer.
So I think that is important to realize, too, that there's just going to be junk drawers in different places. So if you have a small drawer, it's not junk.
Not junk.
No. If you have a small drawer that's really hard to access, the same drawers that Ken has there, I have on my side of the bed, but it's so tight and squishy over there. I really don't have much in those drawers at all. They're basically empty.
Let's move on to the good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we're talking about putting things in places that are unexpected. I want to show you one of the most unexpected hiding places we have. It's over here. It's the microwave. This is valuable space, guys. Don't underestimate the space in your microwave.
That's right. Because if you go to Costco
and you buy a great big bag of chips.
Buy a great big bag of potato chips, they got to go somewhere. And you got to make sure that they're also pest proof.
Yeah, so this is one reason they're in here and not just like under the couch or something, because we don't want mice to get into them. That happened one time. We put chips in behind the couch and the mice chewed a hole through it, so we had to throw the whole bag out. So this is a bug-safe, rodent-safe space. When the chips aren't in there, sometimes I'll put my tea kettle in there, or
like for traveling,
whatever, just to clear a little bit of space on my countertop. So that's a hidden space. Another hidden space we have is the trunk of our car.
That's true. We inherited a dog, and with that came lots of need for dog food.
Because she's a big girl.
We have one storage bin in the trunk that is designated for dog food.
Yeah. And we have other stuff in there too, just things that we don't have room for in here. So we are very thankful to get Ruby just so we have more storage space.
And so what else happens is when we're stationary for a while, usually we acquire more things. And lots of times we acquire more food. Okay, so we're not running to the grocery store every 4 days.
Yeah, so one place you can store extra food is under your bed. A lot of RVs have the bed that lifts up and you can just put stuff in there. Right now we have mostly like our suitcase, and we've got some Christmas presents under there. I've got summer shoes in there, like just random stuff goes under the bed.
Yeah.
Paper products like our toilet paper and paper towel. We've got dishes like paper cups and paper plates for when we go boondocking. So under the bed storage is a great place to put things. One word of advice I have, or let's call it a hack or a tip, is when you have a big cavernous space like under your bed, to try and divide it out into smaller spaces. So we've got a couple of big boxes in there. Well, not big. They're like medium-sized boxes. Yeah. And it just helps to contain everything. You don't want to just shove everything in there. You'll never find it.
Into a big heap. Yeah. Doesn't work.
So having it divided into different boxes makes sense.
Ask us how we know.
All right, so another hidden spot to store things is in your shower stall. A lot of people will use their shower, especially if you have a beautiful rig that has 2 bathrooms in it. I know, they exist, you guys. Some RVs have 2 bathrooms, and they'll use one for more storage and one for actual use for a bathroom. We use our shower stall to store our washer and dryer. So let me just show you that right now. Oh, first of all, our daughter Anna painted this barn door for me. Thanks, Anna. All right, so here we go. So we put our laundry machine in here when we want to have a shower. It's really easy to just pull it out, have a shower, and then put it back. So sometimes it's inconvenient, but when you live in a tiny space, that's just the way it is. The next topic I want to talk to you about actually is shelves and hooks and where do you put stuff. So one of my favorite things that we added to this RV after we got it was this bathroom shelf. It's fantastic. It just added another place to put stuff. So that's good. We organized our behind the mirror stuff. Here's another thing. This bathroom is teeny tiny. It is one of the smallest bathrooms, even for an RV, it's teeny tiny, but we have a lot of stuff. So I bought bins to put under here, and they are so perfect because they stack. So again, using your vertical space. So that's what you want to use. When I looked at this under the sink cupboard when we first moved in here, I thought, oh my goodness, there isn't even room for a toilet paper roll in there, let alone all the stuff that I have. Well, lo and behold, I made room. So it works. And use your bins, use shelving. Hooks are another thing I wanted to show you in my, well, actually, I think you saw it when I opened my clothing closet, is I've got a hook for my hoodie or my sweatshirt. I've got a hook for the Yip Yip that has the grocery bags in it. So just use command hooks if you don't want to drill into your rig, and it's going to make a big difference to have hooks and shelves to just hang stuff and use every single space that you need to use. All right, we've already touched on talking about keeping your things safe from rodents and from bugs. These bins are amazing. They are just Rubbermaid bins. So this is one part of our pantry. I'm going to call this Pantry A. And having everything labeled just makes it super easy, super organized. You don't have to do that, but man, I love my label maker and I love having it look organized. And it's really great because now everything is uniform in the same shape. Because if you buy a box of cereal and you put it beside a bag of flour, they're just going to take up all this odd space. Whereas if it's like this, it's neat and tidy, you know where everything is, and it's safe from moisture and from bugs. So that's a really great tip for storing your food. Now, not everything works like that. Sometimes things just don't work that way. So over here is where we have our pantry. And you might say, why do I have Pantry A on this side of the rig and Pantry B on this side of the rig? And it's because my dishes are over there and that's more convenient for me. So this is where we just put everything else. So canned goods and again, things that are in bags go in here so that the mice don't eat them. All right, so this is one of my favorite cupboards. It used to be the bane of my existence. I could not figure out how to organize all my spices. And voila! I got her done. And again, my label maker just makes it look pretty. I did want to touch on one thing when it comes to bins and containers and labels. You can use whatever bins you need that work for your space. So for this one, it's literally just from a tablet that we got, a computer tablet. But I love the box, it's nice and sturdy. I put a label on it, it fits perfectly right there. Another example is cell phone boxes. They are awesome. They're super thick and they're good quality. So don't just throw them out. So in order to get this cupboard to look the way I want it to have it functional so I can actually use it every day without being frustrated, I had to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff. I had way more of these Tupperware spice containers. I had way more spices than I ever used. So that's another tip. If you are frustrated with your organization and your storage and you're just thinking, I don't have room for this stuff, think about what you can throw in the garbage, think about what you can give away, and think about what you just don't use every day or what you don't really need. So I just feel like that's an important part of organizing is downsizing. We have done some downsizing videos. We can link those in the cards up there in the description below. So if you need a little bit of encouragement for downsizing, we'll show you how to do that. But even on a daily basis, you still have to downsize. You still have to get rid of stuff when you're living tiny.
When you deal with computers and storage, well, guess what, guys? It's getting better because things like this hold 4 terabytes and they're really small nowadays. And they work. They don't fail. And there's always the peripherals too. They get better and better. Even this little guy, 128 gigs. They're tiny, but they carry a lot of stuff. Now, one thing I've done is I started to get, when you get an old laptop, take out the hard drive, reformat it, repurpose it, use it for storage, and then you can hide that storage somewhere just so it's there and safe for the time that you need it. So instead of throwing away a laptop because it's old and it just doesn't work anymore, you can hold on to that hard drive and that's still worth something.
So we hope you guys had fun hanging out with us, giving you a little tour of where we stash all our stuff.
Yeah, it's impressive actually.
I know when we really think about it, we're like, wow, there's stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
And hopefully it can help you. I know right now is a time where we have to stay home a lot of the time and we just aren't doing the same festive events that we normally do this time of year. So why not take an afternoon, pull a bunch of stuff out, make a great big mess, and then put it all back neat and tidy. Take some stuff to the garbage or recycle or give it away. Maybe re-gift it if it's in good quality, good shape and good condition. So
you know the effort for living in a small space is ongoing.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed our video. We would love to hear from you in the comments below because this community encourages each other. So put in the comments below your best tip, trick, or hack for organizing and storing stuff in a small space. My name is Lisa.
Are we going to follow up with something on this?
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Well, go ahead. Tell the people.
You guys stay tuned for next week. We are going to be doing a live stream. We're going to do a Q&A based on this video. So talking about storage and organization. So we really hope you can join us on Tuesday night. I'm not sure what time we're doing it yet. So we will post that on our community tab. If you haven't subscribed to Living Light RV, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell so that when we post on that community tab, letting you know when we're going live, then you can get the notification and be part of that.
And then you can bring your ideas to us.
Exactly. I love it.
And my name is Kent, Living Light RV.
We're grabbing life by the tail as we organize and store all of our stuff. And we hope to see you guys next week. Take care.
Right. That's for your patrons. Ow!
Don't talk.
For Christmas!
There we go. I think we're good. Okay, now don't cross your legs. Okay, just sit closer. Like this. All right.
One other thing you can rent when you're at a destination is bicycles. So you do not have to own that bike for the entire year, but when you get to a resort, you can go and get a couple of bikes, use them, and give them back.